I've been walking on the wire for 31 years. I've never walked a wire twice that felt the same under my feet. I'll actually be walking over the racetrack in Charlotte. The walk's about 750 feet long and a little over 100 feet above the track. My great-grandfather brought our family to the United States in 1928 to perform on Ringling Brothers' Barnum and Bailey Circus. I began performing in front of a live audience at the age of 2. By the age of 4, I was walking the wire on my own. And then 13 was my first professional high wire performance, where I was 30 feet above the ground, performing alongside of my parents and my sister. There's blessing and curses with the Wallenda name. The blessing is that the name is known all over the world. There's also curses where people relate that to accidents sometimes, because I have lost 7 family members doing what I do. And it's important that I always focus and realize every time I'm walking that wire, there is a risk that I'm taking. I am risking my life. So I try to take every walk very, very seriously. Back in 1978, my great-grandfather, Carl Wallenda, was walking between 2 buildings in San Juan, Puerto Rico. But as he made his way out on that wire, the wire began to sway out under his feet. Well, he sat on that wire and his balancing pole came up, pushed him off, and he lost his life. Well, me and my mother were able to go back and recreate that walk in his honor. My great-grandfather said life is on the wire and everything else is just waiting. When I was about 5 years old, we were in Niagara Falls. I remember looking across those falls and saying, wow, it'd be cool to walk a high wire across the falls from one country to another. Well, that was a dream of mine, and about 2 years ago, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna pursue this dream. There were 2 laws in 2 countries, one in Canada and one in the United States, that banned stunting. I waited till I had a name proven for myself. I'd broken already 5 world records, and then I decided to ask permission. And I became the first person in the world to walk a wire directly over Niagara Falls on a tightrope. People often ask me, what do you do? Do you do yoga? Do you meditate? How do you stay so focused and stay so calm when you walk the wire? Well, I always tell them I trust in Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. He provides a peace that passes all understanding, and I lean on Him during those moments. After I did that walk, I got thousands of letters from people around the world saying, you've inspired me to go back to church. You know, I'm dealing with cancer, and you know, I'm looking to Jesus to be my strength now. And if you can make it across that wire with Jesus' help, so can I. I remember one time in particular, I was talking to God and I said, Lord, it would be so great if I had rich parents, because I wouldn't have to worry about anything. I could ask mom and dad for money. And I remember God saying, Nick, I'm your father. And I'll never forget that moment of God saying, I'm your father. I have access to everything in this world. And I remember that moment as being a defining moment where God said, I'm here for you, man. I sent Jesus to die on the cross for you. I didn't die in vain. You have direct access to me. And that's really where I grasped a hold of God's grace and realized that, wow, we all have access to this grace. And that's where I started to pursue these things that seemed nearly impossible. You know, it is about God, and if I give God the glory, He'll open doors that seem like they're not able to be opened. He'll move mountains. It's amazing how God has worked in my life and how He's blessed me over and over and over. You know, He loved me. He's the reason why I'm able to do what I do. I'm Nik Wallenda, and I've been ransomed.